The lights are on and the fans are ready after a long day of waiting and preparation as we have a terrific game in store. Week 6 of the college football season and our EA Sports college football coverage continues with what ought to be a great one. It's the Tigers and the Tigers. Reese Davis along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. We'll hear from Holly Rowe in a bit down on the sideline. And the Tigers ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. On the run from inside his own 5. He's tackled, brought down right at the 25-yard line on the return. The Tigers offense will go on the attack first. And here's the sophomore quarterback who will be at the controls in this one. Receptions matched with 3 sacks. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Dropping back, it's Soto. Fires to the big fella.
I'll tell you, when you've got a tight end like this, it makes it a lot easier calling pass plays on first down, even if the defense is in zone coverage. He did a really good job there, working his leverage, finding the soft spot, and making it an easy completion.
Crosses the 45. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line. Big plays like that makes play calling so much easier. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll send the tight end in motion. Great job on the containment and the tackle. Stop him for no gain. Just barely picked up a yard with that last completion. It's 2nd and 9. He'll go to the air again. Fires on the move. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Ton of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. They want to throw it. Got his man out of the backfield. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the field goal unit. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. Still on the scoring, it's 3-0.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for the squad.
The Tigers offense gets to come out for its first possession of the game. And here comes the sophomore running back. Found the end zone a couple of times in his last game, just under 100 yards on the ground. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He's down right there, short gain on the grab. They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. They're going to run it. Taken down. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Dropping back, it's Brock. Here comes the heat. He's going to run it. At the 35, he's open. He slides and gets the 1st down. What a weapon to have a guy who can move the chains for you by any means necessary. Rushes on. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Long way to go on second down. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And that is a great job by the defense, containing and constricting the pocket. There was nowhere for the QB to go, and he did not have a lot of time. He went down quick.
Quarterback's got to get rid of the ball. That sack's on him, not the O-line. Third down coming. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Really impressed with how this team has seized momentum here, playing on the road in this hostile environment. Their offense gets it first. They march down the field. They put up some points. And here's the defense now on their first drive, getting a critical sack on third down.
The Tigers will call on their punt team. First one of the day is booted away. They ran him out there 4 times in the victory last week. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. Keeps it, looking for room.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Pulls it and runs it again. And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Defense came into this one prepared for these quick receiver screen passes. Nice job beating blocks at the point of attack and rallying to the football.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Moves the pocket. It's Soto. Keeping his eyes downfield. Trying to escape and get it himself. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37.
That is what I'm talking about. So many guys lose where they're at on the field, lose the down and distance. It's third down. I can't slide. QB knows it. Nice job using his noggin and his heart, lowering the shoulder to get the first down on third down.
Handoff from the gun. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
What a great play by the linebacker. Do you talk about filling a hole? Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit down, sir.
Red pass, it's complete. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a first down. The Tigers go back to work after moving the chains through the air. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll go to the counter. Able to make the tackle, but not before he gets 5 yards down to the 21. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this 3rd and short, they're still thinking touchdown. From the gun, running back on the move. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Tells the play fake, wants to throw on 1st down. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Motion from the wide receiver. The give to the lone running back. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 of the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Moving the pocket, it's Soto. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Right down the boulevard, it's good. The lead now 6.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. First play of the drive, he'll look to throw. He'll take the deep shot. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down. 2nd and long here. Sends it back in motion. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. And you don't want to start this game with 2 straight punts. Big 3rd down opportunity coming here. Makes the grab. And he's not going to get the 1st down. Good stop there. The Tigers line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Looks it in. And he's going to get it up to about the 29. The Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. They finished the first 2 drives with field goals. They'd love to get a little something more this time, Jesse.
I want to just keep seeing balance from them and a little better execution as they get closer to the goal line. They've got the playmakers at receiver, at running back, and they love their offensive line, David. Just got to put it all together.
And I think once you start to move the football down the field, that area of the field when you get in field goal range, you got to be a little bit more physical. So listen, still a good start. Still got the lead and an opportunity to build on it.
Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. Tried to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down.
I love DBs that want to tackle, and they get an opportunity to look like heroes on these outside toss plays. Physical play by the corner there, getting the ball carried down behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long coming up. To the air, it's Soto. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He gets it down to the 40-yard line, but he's going to be a little bit short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. The Tigers will punt this one away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep, making sure there's no return on. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. This offense has been stagnant so far. 1-2-3 kick the last time they had the ball, and this time really needing to get a score. Going to try to get it himself. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that 1st down. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Looking for a crease. He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be second and long. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. He wants to throw. The sure hands, it's Brock. They finally make the stop, but the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
Look out! Pressure's there, and he lets it go. They'll need a bunch on second down. Off-play action. Quickly to the tight end.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Well, for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
And the Tigers will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Punt goes out of bounds, and a real 10. First play of the drive will come from the 9-yard line. Looking for an alley. They'll give him 4 on the pickup at 2nd and 6. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Just had a solid pickup on first. Now let's see what they've got on second down. Doing it himself again. Got the first down, and he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
And I love that decision by this quarterback. No monkeying around, man. Get to the spot, get the first down, lower your shoulder. I don't need a big play. I just want another set of downs. Nice job running the option, knowing where the first down marker is.
The Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up. Back to pass, it's Soto. Right side, it's Singleton. There he goes. Timeout taken by the offense. It's their second. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one. Now the Tigers will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. They're all over him. Remember, down where you start the slide, and he'll be short of the line to gain. This will likely be the last play of the half. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Looking deep down the right side. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Guys, let's get it started here. Week 6 on what's already been a revealing day here on the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We start with a look at Ohio State taking on the number 7 team, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And it's the Buckeyes who are rewarded for feeding their star. For some reason, he plays better at home, and this team plays better at home, as they did today. They now sit at a sterling 5-0 on the season, keeping their unbeaten streak going. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now. As for your game and an interesting first half, let's take a look at the numbers of note. Back and forth we've gone so far, and these numbers, it's funny, third down conversions don't always tell the story. Maybe staying out of those situations in the second half is the safest pathway to victory. And with that, let's send it back to the guys on the north side of Pittsburgh.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Tigers will line up to kick off and start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Good coverage on that one. His return is stopped short of the 25. Looking downfield, it's Brock. Out wide right, it's Rivera. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Tries to do it himself. Swarmed under 5-yard loss on the play. He'll try to overcome that last play on 2nd and 15. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Makes the grab on the left. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. And the Tigers are moving quickly down the field. Ends it off on the counter. They got it blocked just enough, and a good gain on that run. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the back. 2nd down to the air. He's got the back in the middle. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down.
And I like a good check down as much as anybody. Survey the field, don't make a mistake. Check it down to your running back, let him do the rest. But there was 2 guys right next to him. So that was actually a little bit of a dangerous throw, but you could tell they were definitely locked in, and they were not going to let that running back catch that football and go anywhere after the catch.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Right back to it. Able to squeeze out a couple on the play. It's down at the 35. 3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
The Tigers will line up to punt it away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. The Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. Working the ground game. Tripped up at the 25 after picking up 4.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
They give it back to him. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
He'll try to get to the marker himself. They just needed a few inches, and the defense knocked them down in the backfield. The Tigers send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Makes a nice grab at the 25. The coverage team was down there to correct. They'll mark it at the 39. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Outside the pocket, lets it go. And the throw down the gut falls to the grass. Long way to go on second down. Looking to throw, it's Brock. Oh, pressure's coming. He sacked this defense all over it.
Well, this offense keeps giving up sacks, and they keep finding themselves in situations like this, 3rd and long right now. They don't have many points in this game, and this is a big reason why. It's hard to score if you don't keep the 3rd downs manageable. So moving forward, whether it's running the football on 1st and 2nd or throwing short passes earlier in the drives, they've got to change things up because taking sacks like this is killing this offense.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down. And the Tigers decide to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Searching for space. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. It has been a complete uphill struggle for both of these offenses, Jesse.
It sure has. At this point, David, someone's just going to have to step up.
Caught, and he's got room. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42. They used the chunk play to cross midfield, and they've got it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Tight end now in motion. Wide receiver going in motion. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. The Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Still looking. Past the 30. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a 1st down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. Dropping back, it's Soto. Under pressure. And they got it.
This has been the problem for the offense in this game so far, guys. They're getting down into the red zone, but they're not able to punctuate these drives with touchdowns. They've had to settle for field goals already, and getting sacked on 1st down in the red zone again is putting them in a bad position all of a sudden. Moving backwards, the offense has got to be better in this critical area.
After that sack, they're in a different zip code now. 2nd and long working here. Back to throwing, they've got to go a long way. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll force a 4th down. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And it's good! Putting that 3 on the board makes it a 2-score game.
That's a big drive for this offense in the 4th quarter. Now to take a 2-possession lead, you got the other offense where you want them. Now you get to rush the passer, make them pass a little bit more, and don't give up those big plays. You're in a really good spot now.
They'll send the back in motion. They'll run it.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Looking downfield, it's Brock. Under heat, and he gets rid of it. And just not enough field to hold that one. It's incomplete. 2nd and long here. Snap in the shotgun. Incomplete. What a fight for that one in midair, but neither guy could come down with it. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw again. Fires to the wideout. For the 3rd straight play, the pass falls incomplete. And the Tigers will try to pin them back with the punt. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6th time tonight. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. Flying down the field and get to him before he can even get started. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. So working with a lead here, they'd like to put together a long, time-consuming drive and put this thing away. He'll be dropped. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. He wants to throw it. Gets rid of it. Snags it. Able to haul it in, but right to the ground he goes. Only a pickup of a couple. They'll have to push the ball down the field here on 3rd and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the incomplete pass on 3rd down, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's about. The defense has been hanging on for dear life figuratively, now literally, and it draws a flag. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And both of these defenses, man, they've been so good. They've been physical. They've been great tackling, limiting explosive plays. But it's these type of plays right here, when it's kind of a 50-50, 60-40, where the offense has to make the play, the defense has been consistently winning in this football game.
The Tigers will punt it away on 4th down. Hauls it in at the 25. Very little will make a return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. They get the ball back after the punt, and they've got to be efficient here as time is winding down. Good start to this drive, and they'll need much, much more if they're going to give them a finish.
They need a ton more of this, but you got to start the drives great. The first play needs to be really good. That was a good start. Now we got to keep building on it, and we got to do it in a hurry.
They knock him down at the 40. It's a pickup of 5, and that will be enough for a 1st down. Tells the run, wants to pass. Flips it out in the flat. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. The Tigers want to crank the tempo.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Brought down. Ball at the 31, 3rd and short coming, defense trying to rise up. Back to throw, it's Brock. Extending the play. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the 1st down. They'll spot it at the 22. And the Tigers are moving quickly down the field.
And that's the problem, man. You want to heat this guy up. You want to bring some pressure, but you see the other side of that coin. You bring pressure, he sees it, he can run, get the first down. This defense, it's kind of a pick your poison. Too soft, too laid back, he runs it and takes off. Too much pressure, he can run it and run away from guys. And
pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Takes the easy completion. He is stopped right at the 21-yard line, and now it'll be 4th down and decision time. Snapped it, and he has to have it. Rush right in his face. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. From the gun. He wants it all. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QBs.
Tigers send out the offense to go to work. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. And he's brought down after a short gain. So the defense trying to maximize their clock management. They use the timeout here, and the 2-minute stoppage is coming.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run him again. He'll be dragged to the ground, but it'll be a first down. We've reached a 2-minute timeout, and in all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. 1st and 10 from their own 13. They'll move the wide receiver. Quarterback keeps it. After that one, not quite so backed up as they're up to the 18-yard line. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. Looking to throw at Soto. Here comes the heat. Turns it loose deep. He's got it. That'll be a first down, and the last one they'll need as they're going to get the victory in this one. It's really not hard to find the difference between this game and the loss last week. Turned it over 3 times a week ago. None today.
And just a great response. Last week, you know, you're probably the reason you lost, and you didn't take care of the football. But now you step out here, you show your team you can bounce back, you can lead, take care of the football, and lead this team to victory.
Not exactly a ton of points in this one. They just couldn't overcome the offensive struggles and come up short.
And that's a bad feeling when you're the offense, because you see your defense time and time again getting stops, giving you the football back, and giving you an opportunity. The offense, they just couldn't pull their own.